So I was able to win the die roll, and I am going to be keeping my opening 7, which is honestly not that great against his deck, but it's not like terrible either. And I would never mulligan a hand like this in the blind.
Sure. As per usual, this deck mulliganed to 6, but I actually win a fair number of games with this deck on the mulligan. I can win pretty easily on a mull to 5 if my hand is good. This hand is not great, but we have a couple combo pieces. A Thoughtseize from from BBD could be bad. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right, you're up.
It'll take a while to get used to. Go.
All right. No discard spell is grand. Just gravy. All right. Lead off with a Thoughtseize.
All right. I have a feeling I know what's going to get taken here, but I'll wait and see. So.
Yeah, we're just going to go and take the ooze, and then I'll write down the rest. So,
Yep.
So Chandra.
I'm going to fetch while you're doing that.
Sure. Liliana. Speaker. Bob.
So I think I'm just going to fetch a Stomping Ground. No, I got to fetch a Black Source, so I'm going to fetch an Overgrown Tomb.
So even though I think I have to take the Scourging Ooze there, Dark Confidant is actually a very, very good card against my deck, so it's not something to discount for sure. But we could get pretty lucky next turn, so that's basically what I'm banking on.
All right. And I'll draw. So from my perspective, it really looks like he's just playing Jund. But I'm going to go ahead and fetch Shock.
So you go to 16?
16. This time I'm going to get the old Blood Crypt.
All right.
Play a Bob. You're up.
Oof. That wasn't good. So we actually have a tough decision here. We can burn our Izzet Charm to just kill his Dark Confidant to keep him from drawing into more disruption, but his hand already has Liliana, and if he just drew a land last turn or draws a land this turn, Liliana could be troublesome. What I can do is pitch Spirit Guide and cast Izzet Charm and try to draw into a Goryo's Vengeance, but that'll leave me high and dry if I draw through the Breach. I'll need that Spirit Guide, I think. It's possible I should just go for it, though, because this deck is pretty swingy. So we're just going to go to 17. I'll get an island. Oh, how lucky. And we have to use the Spirit Guide because we only have one black source. So I'll pitch Spirit Guide, cast Izzet Charm to loot for 2.
Okay.
We brick City. We're going to pitch an Emrakul and a Pentad Prism, I think.
Okay.
Shuffle and sure go.
All right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and flip a Maelstrom Pulse from Bob, probably one of the worst we could draw.
And that's one of the reasons why I pitched the Pentad Prism. It gives Brian a lot of cards in his deck to interact with me, Abrupt Decay and Maelstrom Pulse being 2 of the premiers. But, go down to 15 from the attack.
So 13 to 15, and unfortunately have to just pass the turn.
All right, well, that's good news for us. We have a few more turns. All right, well, step 1, now we need to find a looting effect. Here we go.
End of turn, I'm going to Lightning Bolt you.
Yep, 12 to 13.
Since I'm not getting value out of that bolt any other way. Black Cleave.
Yep. Blush.
Excuse me. Well, I'm going to start by crashing with Bob.
10 to 13.
And now I can play a Liliana or a Prophetic Flame Speaker. And I think that... I don't know. I think that Flame Speaker is just better here because he's at 10 and I want to just kill him.
Yeah, plus if I discard... you basically give me a free discard if it's a Gristlebrand.
Exactly. Like I could give him a free discard. So I'm going to play a Prophetic Flame Speaker.
Sure.
And say go.
All right. Loot one-time dealer. There we go. Cast Izzet Charm.
Okay.
Discard Emrakul and Fear the Horde. Trigger this on the stack. Spirit Guide. Put the Emrakul into play with the Goryo's Vengeance. And then... oh yeah, you're at 13.
I'm at 13.
I'll shuffle in an attack trigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we're back for game 2. Again, this hand is not that exciting, but again, I'm not going to mulligan it. So.
Again, we mulligan to 6. My 7-card hand was Breeding Pool and 5 red spells and a Pentad Prism. none of which were Simian Spirit Guide, so we had to toss that. This 6 is a little land light, but we're on the draw, so hopefully we can draw out of it. If Brian hits me with a discard spell, it's going to be pretty good for him, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I do not ever have a discard spell, so I'll say go.
Yeah. All right, Gemstone Mine, and since we have a Lightning Axe now, I think it's actually fine to cast the Looting just to try to draw into lands, so we're going to try to do that. We missed. We'll discard, I suppose. These are not essential right now, so here we go.
All right. That's not a bad draw, actually. I'm just going to jam a Dark Confidant and say go. So there's no reason to play this because there's really no value to get out of it. So.
All right, well, we didn't draw anything of note. We can kill the Dark Confidant right now to keep it from doing anything, but that means that our Pentad Prism's also not going to do anything. I think I just have to sit and wait, which sucks. Go.
All right. Let's see what Bobby brings to the table. Stomping Ground. Draw
right.
for turn. So I'm going to begin by crashing in.
Go to 18. Go to 18 as well.
Correct. And I'll cast Scavenging Ooze.
Okay.
So here, I mean, even though he said that he has a Lightning Axe in hand, that's just the best play for me to make here. So
yeah.
I'm going to make it anyway and say go.
All right. Well, let's take a draw. Man. I guess I just say go. I guess Brian's never going to tap out, but I don't think I can really cast this spell right now. So here you go.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm going to end a turn, exile your Faithless Looting. So.
Okay. Before you untap.
Yep.
I will cast Lightning Axe, discarding Gristlebrand.
Sure.
Here you go.
All right. So Bob, Pulse down
Go
to 15.
15.
Yep. Inquisition of Kozilek.
If that were Thoughtseize, we'd be in a lot of trouble. But since we have double Gorios, he can't take Emrakul and can only take a Gorios. So that's nice.
Yep, that is pretty bad for us.
Come on, Mana Source.
Um,
That's not a Pentad Prism.
so I can't. I mean, there's really no value in taking Goryo's Vengeance here because he has 2. I mean, unless I draw another discard spell.
I mean, I do have a 1-turn brick window to miss, and taking Izzet, like, if I draw a second land, I'm not casting Izzet Charm, like, I'm just going for this.
Yep.
So I think it's probably
better
best to take
yeah.
this.
I probably have to take it anyway.
Yeah, and just
because I have a Pulse for his Pentad Prism. So, I'll just play a land and hit you for 2.
All right.
You're up.
Ah! Go.
End a turn. I will Lightning Bolt you.
Yep, 13.
Lightning Bolt you.
10.
Fetch.
You're at 14?
Yep. So here I want another. I have plenty of red sources. I'm actually going to get Overgrown Tomb in case I draw an Ooze. I want as many green sources as I can get.
Man.
Could use another discard spell or another Ooze.
Yeah. I could have used a land. This is actually one of the main reasons why I'm only playing 3 Gemstone Mine instead of 4. Gemstone Mine is particularly brutal when you're land light and you're having to use your mana to cast looting effects.
So you're currently at 10 life, is that a true statement?
Yeah, am I dead?
No, I can't kill you, but I think my best bet here is just to ravine you.
Yeah, put me on a 1-turn. That also, putting me at 4 also makes it where I can only draw 7 cards with Gristlebrand, so I have to actually hit
go.
A Fury and like 2 red cards off of it. So.
Yep.
All right, well, let's go to 2.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go ahead and Gorios, targeting Gristlebrand.
Yep.
Attack for 7, put you to 7, put me to 9. I'll draw 7 cards down to 2.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a bang. Attack.
All right. All right, so we're back for sideboarding. As for myself, I know Fulminator Mage isn't like for matchups like this, but I think it's just better than a lot of the cards I have in my main deck. And one of the ways that I think we can beat Todd's deck is by using like Abrupt Decay on his Pentad Prisms, Thoughtseizes to strip his like either his combo pieces or his like Faithless Looting Is It Charm type cards.
Yeah.
And then Fulminator Mages to attack his mana base and just keep him from being able to cast stuff. Like last game, for example, he was stuck on one land, and we very close to winning that game. He ended up drawing the card on the last turn to get us, but I think having access to a card like Fulminator Mage can really help that game plan. Slaughter Pact and Maelstrom Pulse do basically essentially nothing against him. Chandra Pyromaster also is just way too slow to matter. And then I think Liliana can be very good, but it can also be a liability in certain situations where I don't want him to discard. But I still want to keep in 2 because, especially when I'm bringing in the 4th Thoughtseize, I get to see if his hand is like ripe for Liliana's +1 to be good against him.
Yeah,
So.
from my side, in the dark against most mid-range decks, I'm bringing in Abrupt Decay to deal with Grafdigger's Cage or whatever. But since I already know he has Scavenging Ooze as well, having Abrupt Decay to kill that is basically just a catch-all. The Thoughtseizes are not great in this matchup. They're mostly for the combo matchups or the control matchups. So we're cutting those. And then since he is more than likely leaving in some number of Abrupt Decays, which we do see is, it's a safe bet that Pentad Prism is not going to be that great, and I don't want to get flooded on them. That ultimately makes Through the Breach a little worse. Since we're bringing in answers to Scavenging Ooze, it's not as important to have Through the Breach, I don't think, and the fact that he also has a lot of land destruction. In the dark, this is what I would do, I think, and then maybe after seeing like multiple Fulminator Mages from him, I might actually just cut like 2 Through the Breaches, and then like leave Pentad Prism as just an alternate mana source, since Breach is going to be a little worse. And I can just use my Pentad Prisms as ways to do a lot more things in a single turn as opposed to trying to just ramp into Through the Breach. But I'm not positive how to sideboard in this particular matchup. Things have changed a lot since Deathrite Shaman left the format, but this is what I'm going to try for now.
Okay. All right, this hand is okay. We have a couple of cards that like aren't particularly great in this matchup, but this into this into this is like fine enough for me to want to keep a hand like this.
On my side, my hand is reasonably decent against a discard effect. It's not great against a double discard effect. If he hits us early and takes our loot effect, that could be bad, but I don't know. This hand seems fine. I don't think I would ever mulligan this hand. Okay.
I'm going to fetch with Marsh Flats. I'm not sure entirely what I'm going to get. And I think it's just Blood Crypt is the best card to get here.
Right.
But that may be wrong. I think it is Blood Crypt, though, so I'm going to go for that.
Okay.
If I can find it in here somewhere.
Are you Thoughtseizing or Inquisitioning?
Inquisitioning, yeah.
Okay. So you're at 17.
Yep.
I assume you're going to take Is It Charm.
Yep. two Vengeances, 2 Gristlebrand's, a Mountain, and a Gemstone.
Yep. So now it would behoove us to draw a Faithless Looting immediately. We also have the less popular option of not playing a land this turn and trying to draw discard next turn, but if he has a Scavenging Ooze, then that would be very bad. Plus the card I drew means that I don't really want to miss land drops. So.
All right. All right, you gain a life, so I'm just going to play the Scavenging Ooze.
All right, so I'm at 21.
Yep, and I'm going to say go. So drawing this made getting this the wrong land, but we can't always bank on that being the case. So draw for turn. Fortunately, that was not a land, so we just have to crash for 2.
19 to 17.
And say go.
All right, go.
I will Lightning Bolt you.
All right, 16.
And I don't really see a reason to remove his Is It Charm, so.
Yeah, I agree. Just giving me a life seems pretty bad.
Yep. I'll play another Grove and attack you for 2 again.
14.
The
question is, do you ever tap out now?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to tap out, but I'm wondering if it's worth even... Because you can discard... I guess you can discard double Gristlebrand, and then I can still... I'll let you gain a life and play a Glyph.
Yeah. I mean, that's not unreasonable. Like, I basically have to
Go
have
ahead.
Is It Charm, and then untap and have double Goryo's Vengeance. So,
Yep.
luckily, I just need a land.
You do have double Goryo's Vengeance, so.
I do. Dun, 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 dun. All right. I haven't played a land yet, which is important if I draw Faithless Looting. So, start by hitting you for 7.
All right.
10.
Yep.
Draw 7. I stay at 15. 6, 7. We whiffed on the first draw 7. We'll go to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We will cast the first, or 1 Fury. We don't have the second one yet. We'll discard. We don't really want to discard the Spirit Guides, so we'll get rid of a Charm and one of our 2 lootings. Untap, put you to 3.
Okay.
I'll go back to 8, draw 7. Man, I do not miss often with this deck, but when I do, it's real frustrating. I guess I can go to 1, but that would put me in bolt range. Alright, well, we can play a land, which we'll do.
Okay.
I will cast a Faithless Looting.
Okay.
Bricked again. It might be worth it to just try to go to 1 if I miss one more time. I'm actually going to discard an Emrakul to be able to shuffle back in a Fury so that it's a little more likely that I hit on my next loot. So we'll do this, trigger.
Okay. That Faithless Looting also gets shuffled in.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's fine.
I think, oh yeah, this one got exiled from the Fury.
Yep.
All right. I will exile 1 more Spirit Guide and cast Looting.
Okay.
Bricked again. All right. Go to 1. Any responses?
Bolt you.
All right, fine. I don't miss very often with this deck from that high of a life total, but yeah, it happens. Oh well. All right, so I'm on the play here. We do not have a fantastic opening hand, but we do have a lot of mana and a Through the Breach. So if Brian has some discard effects, it's going to be hard for him to figure out what to take. Our next few draws could help us, but I find it really hard to mulligan against Thoughtseize decks when I have lands and spells. Obviously, if it's like 3 Fury, the Hordes or whatever, then I can toss it back, but yeah.
This hand's actually pretty solid, so I'm going to keep it. We could definitely use some more lands, but
right,
it is what it is. Go ahead.
All right, go.
So here I think I'm just going to go ahead and fire off a Thoughtseize.
Put you at 18.
Yep. Yeah, so he just has a bunch of mana and effects. He doesn't have a discard outlet. Oh, he does have a discard outlet, but there has to be a creature for that to happen.
From both sides. I have to draw 1 and you have to play 1.
Yep. You could just jam that guy out there.
I was thinking about it. Real hard. If you take Through the Breach, there's a very high chance that I cast him in Spirit Guide and start getting beat down on.
I think I'd actually just take the... I think I'd take the Goryo's Vengeance here. Well... No, like, he doesn't have a discard outlet. Yeah, I guess I don't know. This is actually a tough one because, like, we definitely aren't taking any of these 3 cards based on our hand. So it's either Through the Breach or Goryo's Vengeance. And I think Goryo's Vengeance is the scarier card at this exact moment, so I'll go ahead and take that. Okay. So you have a Breach and Axe,
Fury and Guide and a Misty.
Yeah.
All right,
and I'm done.
that was not a bad draw. Go.
Alright, so there's that Misty. End of turn, Lightning Bolt you.
17.
So if he had jammed Simian Spirit Guide, I would have just bolted the Simian Spirit Guide. But that didn't happen, so that was actually a pretty good draw as well.
Don't say that. Don't do that.
Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize you.
Man. Alright, fine.
Alright, so he drew an Is It Charm.
Yeah, I was really hoping you just cast a Liliana or something to counter it. But
we actually drew the Swamp. I had the Thoughtseize.
oh, okay.
That was alright, well, let's see, he doesn't have the mana yet to Through the Breach, even if he does happen to draw. Yeah, so I think I take Is It Charm here. Puts me on a 16. And then I'm going to play a guy. It's probably just going to die to Lightning Axe, but so your hand right now is Breach, Axe, Fury, Spirit Guide.
Yep.
Alright, I'll just play Bob. Say go.
Alright.
I'm okay with him too for winning himself for that.
Not the best draw. There you go.
Alright. Confidant hits us with a bolt.
Alright, 15. These are the draws
Crash.
I really, really hate with this deck.
So 15 all.
Yeah.
How do I want to do this here?
I have no idea.
Shock myself.
13.
I'll cast a Fulminate Intermage,
Okay.
and I'll say go.
Go.
Bolt you.
12. Okie dokie. Artichoke.
Let's get in.
Alright. 8 to 13.
Yep. So here I'll play Twilight Mire. I will begin by casting a Liliana of the Veil.
That will resolve.
So the question is, monster plus Goryo's. It might just be wrong to even use Liliana here. In that which case I don't know. It may be wrong to use Liliana. I'm not actually sure. Because we just give him a discard. He does have Lightning Axe, so we know he already has a discard outlet, I guess. So if that's the case, I think I will use Liliana. Hopefully it's not a mistake. I'll cast Tarmogoyf.
Okay. How big is he? Instant.
I have instant
land,
sorcery, land, 3.
Same.
So it's just 3/4.
Yep. Tarma dies.
So he's at 8 right now.
You should kill this.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, sorry.
Yeah, like I don't want to kill this, but because this is actually lethal, but at the same time, we know that he has 4 mana available to him. If he has a creature, we know he has a Simian Spirit Guide. So a land plus a creature probably kills us. So I am going to blow up.
That also turns this on, but I don't know. Yeah, sure, that's fine.
I'll blow that up. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes this a 4/5. But go ahead.
All right, I'll go ahead and just axe this guy. Since I can't breach anymore, now I just have to draw Goryo's basically. Go.
All right. Flips and Inquisition. We go to. Is it 12?
Yeah.
Yeah. Draw for turn. I'll Inquisition you. Yeah, get rid of that. So Fury, Through the Breach, Emrakul. I'll play the Black Cleave and then plus Liliana. Send for 2.
6.
All right, and I liked Inquisitioning there rather than activating Ravine because it's still lethal next turn. So.
All right, I'll go to 5.
Yep.
So I'll get green blue. Maybe just another black red. Doesn't matter, I think. I mean, I can like draw Faithless Looting into a land and a Goryo's Vengeance, or I just have to draw Goryo's Vengeance. So. Abrupt Decay doesn't actually... Actually, no, Abrupt Decay killing this gives me one more turn, so I guess I should get the Breeding Pool. Where you at? Did it die already? I don't think so.
So your hand is Fury Emrakul, right?
Yep.
Yep. Just making sure.
There it is. All the Misty Force look like Breeding Pools. Stupid Modern. Your stupid mana. All right. Here we go.
One time.
We're done.
All right.
All right, so as we discussed earlier, I have Mulligan 5, but this hand is probably one of the better ones I've had with this deck so far today. We're definitely looting on turn 1, which we can discard a Gristlebrand, and hopefully draw into a Goryo's, and he doesn't have a discard effect. So
this hand is actually not that fantastic. I mulled to 6, and it does have this though, so we're gonna try to get there on the back of that.
All right, 18 Faithless Looting.
Yep.
All right, discard Gristlebrand and a Pentad Prism, and sure go.
Oh, Raging Ravine, go.
Do 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 do. Attack for 7. Magic's fun. Okay, I'll go to 11. I'll go to 4. Man. All right. Well, Fury number 1. Catch these 2. Untap, attack.
Okay.
Draw 7. 1, 5, 6, 7.
So
Fury
I'm at
number
6.
2.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Discard 2 red cards and attack.
All right. Well, that was a fun game of Magic.
Yeah.
I played a Raging Ravine and died.
So, I don't know much, but what I do know is that I killed you on turn 2 after mulliganing to 5.
All I know is that we played 4 games of Magic, which we actually split 2-2. We didn't play the 5th game.
That just didn't happen.
That just didn't happen. We didn't play a 5th game. I don't know why didn't we play a 5th game.
I would say that I was like 90% to 4-1 you that match, because that one game where I missed on the second Fury was infuriating.
Ooh, I don't know, because there were also game 1 and 2 where you were dead on board and ripped the cards you needed to kill me.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
So you can, yeah. So you can.
To be fair, like game 1, it was any land after casting Looting and 4 draw steps. So.
Well, you also had to draw. You also had to hit the Furies.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was ingristleating for me.
That's not pun.
It's a real word though.
Okay. Is it really? I don't think.
No, it
I
isn't.
don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at English. Anyway, I don't know. I really love this deck. Obviously, you saw a lot of the problems with the deck while I was playing it, where I was fumbling a bunch, had a bunch of bad hands. I had to mulligan a lot. I think 6 twice and 5 once, and then 2 of my hands were just not playable. Like I just got Thoughtseize twice and died. So.
Yep.
We're basically just gold fishing with this deck against most opponents, but very similar to like Sneak and Show and Legacy. It's a very powerful proactive strategy that puts the onus of interacting on your opponent, and if they don't interact with you, then they're going to die, most of the time. There are games that you're going to play with this deck where you actually Emrakul your opponent all the way down to 0 permanence and like 3 life, and then they come back and kill you because you bricked and couldn't cast your Simian Spirit Guide or whatever, or you had to use it. And
yeah, I mean, that'll probably never happen against Jund, though, because they do so much damage to themselves.
Yeah, I mean, decks with a lot of shocklands and hard curves like that will deal a lot of damage to themselves. But, yeah, I mean, the deck's sweet. I don't know. I'm very happy that I won the match and continued my streak of beating BBD alive.
I would like to describe the deck that I played with one word.
Ugh.
Jund. It was Jund. It was
Yeah.
that's what I played. It was Jund. It felt Jundy.
Yeah,
It felt real Jundy.
You played lots of Raging Ravines.
Yes, I did.
And
yeah.
a lot of against a lot of other matchups, they would have been very good.
Yes.
But against me, they were very, very bad.
Yeah. That last hand I had was like a turn 2 ooze. But I had no.
Wait, is that good enough?
It wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't have a black source though, so my hand really wasn't that good. And my first draw of the game was a Thought Seize with no black source, so that was a delight. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, guys, well, thanks for watching this week. Be sure to join us during the rest of the week for articles from Brian and myself, as well as Above the Curve featuring me and Mr. Brad Nelson. Maybe BBD every now and then. I don't know.
Sweet.
It depends on if me or Brad want to take a week off. So
that's up to the higher ups.
Yeah.
So
one love.
Somewhere up there in the sky, One Direction. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Take it easy.
See ya.